welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Demetria Jackson, and I will be answering all of the questions from you guys on my wedding video and talking all things destination weddings. The cost, location, details, and my overall experience. For location, we got married at Moon Palace, Ocho Rios, Jamaica. It is an hour and about 45 minutes from the airport, but the ride is so worth it because, I mean, you can get the scenery, you can explore, well, not really explore, but you get to see Montego Bay as you go. You go through like Trelawney, everything, so don't let that be a deterrent. So the overall cost of my wedding, what we paid directly to the resort, was $11,481.06. However, we took all of my flowers. We bought a lot of stuff here, literally our centerpieces, everything that made the table. We took placemats instead of chargers. All of the bouquets, everything we really took on our own. But food, the venues, the sweetheart table, the resort, we paid them for that. The lighting, and like the bar, open bar, full service bar. That's not including the DJ, and that's about it. $11,000. So now let's get into the grand total of everything that we did not pay the resort. So I would estimate our grand total to be about $15,000, and I have my notes here. So we took my bride bouquet, corsages, owl flowers, centerpieces for the guest tables. We brought floating candles, vases. We printed our own menus and programs. We had a seating chart, our welcome sign, drink stirs, nameplates, welcome bags for our welcome party. We also added a survival kit into that. And I would estimate that total to be about $15,000. I don't have that exact number, but most importantly, what we paid to the resort to kind of cut down costs from their catalog, because it can get pretty pricey. But yeah, so those are the two different totals, and it's ways to cut costs in certain areas. Like, you don't need nameplates, but you know, it's just a special touch. So yeah, people think that destination weddings are cheaper. I mean, maybe by a couple thousand. And your guests also are going to pay for their own stay and their transportation, but they can get pretty pricey. Now let's get into you guys' questions. So question one were my vendors. So of course, my wedding was at Moon Palace, Ocho Rios, Jamaica. And photography, we used the Memories Photography on the resort. Our DJ, we used 876 Sounds, and they came with their MC. I used the resort hair and makeup. What I recommend, I would give them a 7 out of 10. I did see a lot of, when I did my research for destination wedding, I saw a lot of different people like join Facebook groups, everything. There's a Moon Palace Brides and Grooms Facebook group. So I saw a lot of makeup artists or hairstylists in Jamaica. But honestly, I took a wig for my wedding day. So I wasn't really picky about my hair because, you know, you can fix your wig or how you want. It's just for a couple hours. But the way she styled it, she used a lot of spritz. I mean, the humidity is high out there, so it was worth it in the end. But when I did my reveal of my hair, I didn't even show my bridesmaids because I had to stay in the room and fix it to my liking. I literally had like a bouffant on top of my head, like, so that's why I give it a 7 out of 10. I'm just being honest. I was very pleased with my makeup. If you get the makeup package, there is an option to do a trial run. So we had a welcome party that Friday. My wedding was on Saturday. I was not pleased with my makeup for my welcome party, but she came through for wedding day, which is all that matters for photos. So, you know, if it's convenient. I think it was worth it. I didn't have to leave the resort. She came to me. It was just, I got there early, you know, just to be pampered and all that conveniently. It was worth it. But like, if you're using your real hair and if you're very particular about a hairstyle, I would say go use a vendor off the resort, because it's getting done hours before your wedding. So, you know, if you don't like it, you may not have time to fix it or something like that. But I wasn't picky because I know I can fix it up myself, to my liking. Oh, the resort also doesn't have airbrush makeup, and if you do use someone off the resort, they charge you $1,000 vendor fee for each vendor. And some vendors, if they offer different services, if the resort hears about that, they may want to charge you another $1,000 on top of that, which can also get pretty expensive. But I think for some makeup artists that do offer airbrush makeup, because of the heat and the humidity, they will not charge them a vendor fee because they don't offer that service on the resort. So for flowers, we use Ling's Flowers here in the States. I'm located in Georgia, so we bought stuff throughout the year, you know, just to stretch out the money and not have to pay a lump sum of money at one time. So Ling's Flowers, I highly recommend. They have artificial flowers. I think they're silk, very quality flowers. They look real. I would highly recommend Ling's Flowers. And one of our guests has a acrylic business, so she did our welcome sign, our seating chart, nameplates, drink stirrers. If you would like her information, you can reach out to me in the comments or message me. I'll be glad to give you her information. But she brought that to the wedding because she was one of our guests. Was who shot our video that was posted to YouTube. The photographer was Nicole, Nicol, and the videographer was Javan. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Javan. And they were employees of Moon Palace working for Memories Photography and Videography on the resort. Question 2, someone asked about our ground sparklers that were on the video for our wedding reception. The cost of those were $600, and they were provided by 876 Sounds, our DJ. Very nice touch. They offer ground sparklers, and they call it Walking on the Clouds, I think, but it's the fog that floats around the dance floor. They offer both of those. They also offer the 360 photo booth that we had. It was not on video. I don't remember the cost of that, but if you would like to know the cost, leave it in the comments. I got you. We also had hand sparklers that were not on video. It was our send-off back to our room on the resort. but we received those from Bandoo Events, Bandoo, because I mean, hand sparklers are nice, but you cannot ship those and you can't take them on the airplane, of course, for a destination wedding. So my mom was nice enough to reach out to different vendors around Jamaica, and she actually brought them to the resort for us, which was really nice. And it was a nice send off at the end of our reception, and they were $300. And while we're on the topic of the cost of everything, asking for the overall cost was the stay at the resort, but I'll add that in there. So your stay on the resort really depends on what season you're going in. So if you're going on, you know, in April, May, March, during spring break time or summertime, that's their busy season in Jamaica. So it's gonna be expensive. My wedding was in November, so I believe the lowest room rate offered to my guests was in the 400s, and the highest was the Governor's Suite, which was about 700 or 800. That was the cost for rooms. Our room was around 600 a night, but that's in the month of November, which is an off season. I mean, the weather was still beautiful, so just whatever month you're trying to get married, it just depends on what season it is for Jamaica. Next question, how many people did we invite? We invited 80 people. However, we expected half, and 60 guests showed up to our destination wedding. We had a great time with our 60 people. I think that was a lot for a destination wedding. The resort allows you to invite up to 200 people. So you can invite however many people that you want to your wedding. You do have to keep in mind that with the destination wedding, it's gonna weed people out. You have to think about, you know, people getting new passports or getting their passports renewed, air travel, how much their flight is gonna cost, how far in advance they get it, and then your guests are paying for their own night. So you do have to consider those that are able and willing to travel, is also a consideration. And also in planning your destination wedding, you also should consider the fact that your guests are paying a lot of money to come to your wedding. So that money could also go to a wedding gift or be looked at as a wedding gift to your guests. So it is a possibility that you may receive less gifts for your wedding for the people that are actually attending your destination wedding. And lastly, for my overall experience, 10 out of 10. Actually, 100 out of 10. Moon Palace is a family-friendly resort. There is a kiddie water park. They have a kids play area. They have the piano bar, which is for, you know, an older crowd that it's quiet, you know, but there's also a bar there. And there's also a club on the resort, Club Noir. You know, with the all-inclusive resort, drinks and food are included. When is the last time you've been to a club and didn't have to pull out a card, open a tab, no money? The club is the best touch that I think my guests enjoyed. We had a lot of younger guests, and we did have older guests. I also had children at my wedding. My guests came through to Jamaica for us, so period. But the resort, I can't wait to go back. My wedding planner was Stacy. I don't know her last name, but I think there's only one. I also saw in the Facebook group that she received a promotion, which was very well deserved. Oh my gosh, I love Stacy so much. Even when I did my research planning the wedding, I saw good reviews about Stacy, so I was very happy they assigned me to her. But I don't think she's a wedding coordinator anymore. Besides that, the food, everything. There's a jerk hut on the beach that is also open for dinner. Oxtails, curry goat on the beach for dinner. It included the restaurants. There's a hibachi restaurant, there's an Italian restaurant, there's a steakhouse. Honestly, they have everything. And for it to be, an hour and 45 minutes from the Montego Bay Airport, which you can also fly into Kingston, but it was very well worth it. Moon Palace, 10 out of 10. If you made it this far in my video, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And yes, make sure you subscribe because my next video will be about how I got my huge ball gown dress through 2 airports and to Moon Palace, Ocho Rios, Jamaica.